I'm Scott DeVore. My close friends call me Scott Free. We'll talk a little bit about side hustles. So up until about 15 years ago, I was a corporate guy, and eventually I was able to launch my own company that I have been pursuing for the past 8 years as a construction real estate developer. But before that, in my 15 years before making that decision, I was an entrepreneur kind of trapped inside of a corporate body, and I was looking for, things I could do on the side to, I guess, fulfill my entrepreneurial needs that I had and make some extra money. I'm going to talk about 5 side hustles that I did that anybody can do. So the first one is real estate investing. So back in 2003, I bought my first property, and fortunately for me, I was able to take advantage of a growing real estate market, and I was able to make a lot of money in a couple years by making an exit. After that, I was, eventually became more of a fix and flipper and buy and hold. I would buy properties and do, what you would typically imagine a real estate investor would do. I'd buy things at a distressed price, fix them up, flip them, or if I didn't flip them, I would keep them as a long-term investment. So anybody can get into real estate. It's probably one of the most popular tracks into, entrepreneurship and financial independence, or just creating some extra money on the side. The second side hustle I'm going to talk about is network marketing. So network marketing, I'm not going to go too much into that, but I will say for me, early on, probably 20 years ago to this day is when I got introduced to it. So for a good 5 or 6 years, I pursued a business in network marketing where not only did I make extra money on the side, but it was pivotal and instrumental in me and my own personal development. I got introduced to thought leadership and strategies that I never really was exposed to. I didn't have any great business leaders that I knew personally or could look up to as a kid. And when I got into network marketing, it really was a strong focus on personal development. So I was reading more than I ever have in my life. I was listening to a lot of great speakers on audio in my car, and I was just really working on growing myself. So in addition to that, the products that the company is affiliated with, it was a sports management company, and I, really just became very knowledgeable in the products that they had. I would sell those products, and then I would show an opportunity to others on a way to create a private franchise for themselves with their business, and then they could, learn how to build that with others by sharing the opportunity. The next one I'm going to talk about is DJing. Now, I know not everyone watching this is going to be able to DJ as a side hustle. So what I kind of liken that to, things that you can do with your hands. So if you're like really handy, maybe doing, side work as a handyman could be your thing. But for me, I had a passion for music. I love DJing at an early age. So I got myself the equipment, a mixer, turntables, CDJs, and I just started to work on the art form of transitioning from one song to the next, matching beats, and really just taking a passion of mine where I eventually started to do parties for my friends, and all that. And then I started to market my services to others where people actually paid me to play music at their gigs. So using your hands, whether it's DJing or it's a handyman or you have some other skill, that's definitely a side hustle that you can do and make some extra money. The next one I'm going to talk about is freelance consulting. So kind of different than using your hands, but this is more like using your intellect, using the knowledge that you've gained. So let's say you have a lot of experience in a certain field. Say you work in accounting for a company, and you may have a finance degree, or maybe even close to having a CPA, or you have it. So it's taking that knowledge and skill set that you've built up over the years, and then freelancing that to others, and then using the skills that you develop, like I said, doing it for others and making an income in that regard. So whether it's financial consulting, or if you're maybe you enjoy putting together parties and you're a party planner, or maybe you're already real famous on social media and you got hundreds of thousands and millions of followers, and then you use the skills that you've done to accumulate that success, and then you teach that to others, or you help others people build their platform. So freelance consulting is a great way to do a side hustle to make some extra money as you outside of your job, or as you transition to that as a full-time entrepreneur. All right, the next side hustle I'm going to talk about is blogging. Now, blogging has been around since the age of the internet, becoming what it is in the late 90s to, 30 plus years now, where it's been mainstream. But blogging has changed a lot. So I'll talk about 2 types of blogging. One is kind of more of the relevant way of doing it, where developing a personal brand blog. So basically, you establish yourself as a expert in whatever topic you want to, discuss, whether it's business or sports or you name it, and then you're building credibility on that. So once you created that credibility, you now have the opportunity to do two things. You can write how-to blogs, which basically talks more about the credibility, but then you can do best of blogs. So if you are into golfing or whatever, you talk about how to get rid of the slice in your swing and how to be able to hit a putt, on a consistent basis from 20 yards out or whatever. So you establish your credibility in that blog, but then you do best of blogs. And the best of blogs are basically where you recommended a product, where that product is most likely has an affiliate where you actually will receive some commission. So again, back on the golf thing, you can recommend the top putters that you could use to, nail that 20-foot putt that you already wrote a blog about on how to do it on a consistent basis. So early on, before the kind of new wave and advent of blogging to what it is now, people would actually just find a topic similar to what I just mentioned, something that they're passionate about, and they would write consistent blogs. I'll mention one that I did back in the early 2000s, where me and a buddy of mine, we were doing a blog on celebrity entrepreneurship. So 5 to 7 times a week, we were writing a blog on, whether it was like Jay-Z or Justin Timberlake and one of their business ventures that they were in, and we would write a topic about it. And, people were, we were excited about entrepreneurship, and everyone wants to know what's going on with celebrities. That's just kind of the way the world works. And we were getting a lot of eyeballs. So we're driving a lot of traffic to our website. So the business model was traditional, drive audience, have topics that people are interested in. And then we would, have people who would advertise on our site. So whether it was Google ads or if it was someone just coming to directly place an ad on our site, that's what we did. So those are 5 side hustles that I would recommend that are easy to get into. Like I said, I have hands-on experience in all of those. So whether it's getting into real estate investing, network marketing, using your hands, AKA DJing or being a handyman, freelance consulting, using the intellect that you've had from your professional experience, and the last one is blogging. Check out more on the website, scottfreedevore.com. Look up the blog on side hustles, and hopefully this helps you out.